that song, I think I came across it on purpose by mistake. It was like just something came up on Pandora one day.
Welcome to Message Reveal. Message Reveal identifies a vibe, a message, or a story told through lyrics of a song. And you guys, if you rock with me every week, you know what I do and you know how I do it. I tell you something special about my guests. And my guest today, I can't wait. She is, I'm just going to say, my fellow Leo sister. So before we get started, let me tell you a few things about her. One, she is a proud mama. I am one too, so I can relate. Number two, she is a native of Chicago. And we're going to find out more about her hometown. But last and definitely not least, she is the marketing manager for McSwain-Sumnu Marketing. So you guys, please put your hands together and welcome my beautiful guest. And I'll make sure I say her name right, Miss Ravin. Help me out there.
Ravin McSwain.
McSwain. So I'm going to get it right. Ravin McSwain.
Hey.
How are you, my dear?
I am doing great, and thank you. Thank you very much for the gracious introduction, and thank you for having me.
Oh, you are more than welcome. I think we talked maybe for the past year about you coming on, and it's just with timing, things just didn't work out. So I believe everything happens when it's supposed to. So thank you, my dear, for saying yes. Because on your Friday, you could be doing anything else, and you said yes to me.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, without a problem.
I appreciate that. So just tell my audience, I did mention that you're from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So tell my audience just a little bit about Chicago, your native place, and being raised in Chicago. I know you've been there the majority of your life. You came out here in what, 2013?
Yes.
So
Yes.
just give me your world, your vision for Chicago.
Okay, my world, my vision for Chicago, I mean, in my opinion, it's the best city ever. I know people in Vegas feel like Vegas is, and I love it here, but Chicago is home. It has my heart. Chicago is land of the best food ever. You can go anywhere and eat good. It's full of culture, full of history, very rich history, and it's just it I grew up on the east side of Chicago. So I grew up on the east side. Some people call it south side, but I was far east, over east as we say. And I mean, I got to explore the city a lot. I grew up, went to elementary over on the east side. I went to high school on the east side. In high school, I went to Chicago Vocational Career Academy. I majored in accounting, and my business major introduced me to a lot that I didn't really expect to use as much. When I was in high school, I used to do hair. I started doing hair at the age of 11. That was the way I got all my shoes, all of my outside money, everything. My mama said, I don't know how you getting there or how you paying for it. Okay, I need a couple hits this weekend. So yeah, I've been doing hair, and I thought that my path was cosmetology until my mama told me that I was not able to choose that as my major for high school. I could do that later. So I majored in business. It allowed me to see more of the city, by exploring downtown and different business groups at a young age. And yeah, I mean, Chicago is definitely home. And I wasn't as involved as I am in Vegas when I was back in Chicago because I was younger. I moved here at 22. I mean, younger, let me take that back. Because I was younger is not an excuse. I wasn't as exposed to so much back then. I didn't know the ins and outs. I had no desire at the time to be in the small business world, let alone policy and politics and all of those things. So yeah, but I mean, Chicago is a great city. It's a beautiful city. You've probably heard people say our downtown is just magical. So we're always looking for the downtowns when we visit other cities, like see if it compares to ours. The beach, the lake, like all of those things are just little pieces of home that are always special.
Well, listen, I think it's wonderful. It's nothing wrong with repping your city. I've been to Chicago many times. Matter of fact, back in the day, I thought I had it going on. I had so many suitors coming my way. I was just like, wow, Chicago is very interesting. Um, when I went there, I think the thing that I remember the most or was shocked the most about Chicago, that it was very segregated. And I did not. So growing up, I'm a native of Las Vegas. I get out there and I was like, wow, now downtown Chicago, I didn't experience that because it was all walks of life. But when we went to other different areas, it was very, very permanent who and what area you were in. Well, I'll say that.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. And growing up, I didn't really realize it as much. It was just normal. It was normal. I mean, almost every city has what we call a Chinatown. But then you got the, um, let's see, like Garfield Park is, you have these different areas where it's more Italians in this area and the Hispanics are in this area. So it definitely is, or I want to say was a little more segregated over the years. It's been so many changes and so much redevelopment and housing and things coming down and going up that it's a little more diverse throughout the city now, but it definitely is and was segregated to a large degree.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful, beautiful city. The architecture there is amazing. The last time I was there for a conference, I took an architectural tour and I just enjoyed it. And next time I go, I will do the same just to see if I can see the same things that I've seen before or now because my spirit has been enriched with different things and processes. Can I see things differently? But anyway, I digress. It's not about me, it's all about you today, dear.
Right.
And you know that I love music.
Yes, yes.
Music has turned me all the way out, okay? In a great way. In a great way. So I say all of that to say, can you share a or identify a song that has either blessed you, either provided lessons or perspective? Now, before you answer, my dear, it is a couple of rules to this, okay? If you can sing, honey, I need you to sing your throw box out. I need to hear it. Can you sing?
I cannot sing.
Well,
We are
we'll
not going
go
to
to
do
the
that
next one.
to
What you
your
say?
people. I said, we are not going to do that to your people. We want them to
Well,
stay subscribed.
well, you know what? That's okay. We have other options, okay? If you can rap, I need you to come hard in the paint. Do it. But if you cannot do either or, I need you to say it with passion. Like they say in the streets, I need you to stand 10 toes down. I need to feel what you're talking about. So I'll go back to my original question. Can you provide a song that has either provided lessons, distractions, or blessings?
Lessons, distractions, or blessings. Say on the blessing side.
Okay, okay.
On the blessing side, I'm going to have to go with um, it's working.
Ooh, wait
I'm going
a
to
minute.
Yes, I'm gonna go with it's working on the blessing side because that song, I think I came across it on purpose by mistake. It was like just something came up on Pandora one day, and as it was playing, I was like, wow, okay, yeah, this is it. This is what I didn't know I needed. And it just it really spoke to me in different ways. Just that reminder that even when things might not seem like they're going the best, you feel like, why me? He's really sowing a seed. There's a seed being sown, and there's a blessing in whatever lesson you're going through. So maybe it's blessing and lesson. That's gonna be the song that blessed me over the last few years, and I oftentimes go back to.
Girl, listen, that is my what they say. What I think it was ATL. She said, "Ooh, that is my jam." That song has blessed me over and over again, so I can definitely relate. And you just listen, you just sealing our friendship deal, okay, over here,
Love
because
it.
I mentioned that song during my third season, season 100 celebration, and that was one of the songs that I talked about. Um, it's working for my good, and sometimes we have to sit back and let things work for our good. So I definitely can relate.
Yes.
And you said on purpose by accident.
Yeah, just one of those happy accidents listening to Pandora. No, no direct path. It's not me choosing the playlist. And I landed on that one, immediately downloaded it, got off Pandora, and probably listened to it another 10 times.
Come on. It's that kind of song. It definitely is. So, do you feel like that was spiritually given to you for a purpose to take you to the next level, to give you high frequency?
I absolutely do. I absolutely do because honestly, I just discovered the song in the last couple years, and it was during a time of me going through different trials. I was in a car accident in 2022, and I wasn't like very badly injured. I mean, well, okay. I walked away from the car accident. I later ended up having back pains, and then it was the trouble of trying to get my insurance properly handled, and all of these different things. And then I have my work life, and then my child, and with these issues, like it was definitely some big why me moments. And it was some days that I was just like, I am running on empty. Like I'm running on empty. I don't really understand why some of this has happened. Like, haven't I done good? And that song came on, and it was just like, perfect. He starts off saying, "See, I know I haven't been perfect, but I sure been faithful." And I was like, I have. I have, because there have been some times that I could have been ready to go upside somebody's head over the smallest things because I had that much built up. But I've been faithful, and I got to stay faithful. And like this last couple years, I've really been like focused on purpose. Like, what's my purpose? Am I living in my purpose? Am I doing things that continue to pour into my purpose? And that song just laid it all out. Like, yes, like he's got a purpose, and all of this is a part of it. Every
Yes.
struggle, every trial, everything that every time I feel like I got 3 steps forward and got knocked back 5, it's a purpose in all of it. Maybe I didn't learn what I was supposed to learn before I got 3 steps ahead. So he needed to humble me, knock me down a little bit more, teach me what it was like to really dig deep and
Mm.
stay faithful. Like
Mm.
staying faithful through different trials is a test.
It truly is. It truly is. I love that you said dig deep and stay faithful. See, just so you know, we have an invisible pew. You can't see them, I can't see them, but you're talking to somebody's spirit. You're talking to my spirit too. But somebody, whether it's today, tomorrow, or 2 years from now, get to hear that message and say, she been through that and she still move forward. I can do the same thing. So thank you so much. Matter of fact, even though that's my song, I listen to it forever. When I get off, guess what? I'm putting it on.
Yes, as you should.
So let's talk about you and I meeting each other. And this is my memory. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You had a hat on. You know I'm a hat sister. If I could wear a hat every day, I probably would wear a hat. And I remember seeing you with a hat, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute!" And you was like, "Thank you." And we just became, when we would see each other, we would always embrace, we always hug each other, and we ask how each other's doing. And I would say to you sometimes, "Girl, where's your hat at?" If you didn't have a hat on. What made you love hats or always have hats on? Because I love hats, and I assume you love hats as well.
I definitely love hats, and that is definitely what I recall as our bond growing. Us meeting each other, the connection was definitely over the hats. And I love hats. Like I've always loved hats, baseball caps, fedoras I always used to like, but I never really like got one until I cut my hair off. Once I cut my hair off, I was like, oh, it's on. I can wear any hat I want. Like I don't have to worry about messing nothing up, pushing nothing down, sweating nothing out. Like it's on. So yeah, I love hats. I love getting different colors. I love being able to match them with my outfits and just reflect what I'm feeling. And then like, I'm in marketing. So we do different studies on things like the psychology of color. So I keep that mindful when I'm getting dressed some days. Like it's some days where I just want to put on joggers and that is what it is. But most days I love to have an outfit to go with one of my fedoras. Like I love me a brim.
Yes, yes. I love that. I love that you said something that is really honest. Like you have those days when you just want to throw on whatever, but then you have those days when you really want to just say, "I'm coming through," what, or the song, "I'm coming out. I
Exactly.
want the world to know." But anyway, I'll sing a song in a quick second. But you mentioned about marketing. So let's talk about the last thing that I mentioned about you, that you are the marketing manager for Some New Marketing. And let's talk about one aspect of the you said the grassroots outreach. I've heard you talk about that. What makes that so important for small businesses from your perspective?
Okay, so as some new, our grassroots outreach goes two ways. We do a lot of outreach to engage the community at large, just to let people know about different campaigns, about different resources. And then we do grassroots outreach to the local small business community for training and development. And grassroots outreach is extremely important because people don't know what they don't know. People oftentimes are working off of solely what they know or what they grew up around, and it's so much out here. And we know how important it is that our community, the community at large, but our community, the Black community, the underserved communities, the different minority communities, get information and that they have people that they feel like they can reach out to. We represent a number of clients, but the community knows us. If they think about, like, I got a question about the buses, even though we don't know everything about the buses, they know we work with RTC. So they're calling somebody on the Some News team. Nowadays, if you have questions about classes or partnerships with different organizations, they call us. Our grassroots outreach is extremely important. It's instrumental. It is it's I don't know, it's touching.
Yeah.
Like it means a lot to be able to share information that can help people grow, change their circumstances, support their loved ones, like that grassroots outreach, boots on the ground, people to really talk to, people who really care. It's priceless.
Um, it's funny that you say that. I feel like Some New Marketing is, you guys are everywhere, whether it's Tierra, whether it's you, whether it's, I can't think of his name, Shondell. I mean, whether it's we're sitting at a restaurant that's Black owned, whether it's a grand opening somewhere. you guys are there. I remember when we had the 100-year celebration at the historic West Side. The whole crew came through. And I love that. You're not just saying that you're doing it, you're doing it. So if I can say this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the grassroots outreach is your foundation for your business.
Mm. The grassroots outreach has become our go-to service, but our in-house marketing suite is actually the foundation. It was
Okay.
the company was founded with the mission in mind to educate, engage, and elevate small businesses through the marketing process. And what that means is we do not claim to try to do everything, but we let small businesses know that we are here for you. We are here to become your marketing team so that you can focus on your business while we work in your business. And that was the foundation. But in doing so, there also were just a number of opportunities and information that needed to get out to the community. So the grassroots outreach suite just grew and it became what we were most known for. And they work hand in hand, because even with the in-house marketing, when we become your marketing team, you get access to our network. We are willing to help you find the right communities and the right resources and the right rooms to be in so that you can be successful. So grassroots outreach is intertwined in everything we do. It's very important, and it's like the fabric that holds it all together.
Yes, I love that. I definitely love that. And thank you for giving me that spiel. But I want to dig a little deeper, or if you can provide a somewhat of a list of some individuals that you and I both know, or businesses that you know that you guys have helped rebrand or given them a new spin um, on their life business, or yeah, a lifespan of their business.
Okay, so one client right now, and I know one, I saw that you interviewed Kathy Thomas from the Housing Authority. The Housing Authority is one of our clients. We've been working with them the last couple years, and they're an in-house client where we became their marketing team, but we do a lot of grassroots outreach for them as well. And we are still working on helping with their messaging and things, but the Housing Authority does phenomenal work. And people have often associated them with Section 8 or just public housing, but they are the conduit for housing in the Southern Nevada region. They are the professionals, they are the experts on that subject. So we've helped them, we are helping them reposition in the community. We've helped, like, they now have a radio show. Living Room Conversations. It comes on KCEP every second Monday at 10:30 a.m. And they just have living room conversations. It's like sitting on the front room couch with Kathy Thomas, who is the chief housing officer, and her co-host is the executive director, Lewis Jordan. And they just have candid conversations about what housing is, about the resources they provide, both internally to residents and participants of housing programs, as well as information and resources available to the community at large. So that's just one of the biggest and one of the best stories, like helping position them, make sure they are in the right rooms and making sure that we are connecting them with the right people, and people can stop with all the guesswork, with all of the assumptions, with all of the misinformation that gets spreaded so that they can get the truth and get these resources that they have.
That part for sure. Even, I'm glad that you used her as an example, because even with me interviewing her, I did not know how vast and how wide that they serve Southern Nevada. And again, as you mentioned before, they think it's just about Section 8, and it's not about that. It's housing on multiple levels. Section 8 is one client's level that they serve, but it is multiple tiers to what they offer.
Yeah, they, and actually they don't even call it Section 8 anymore. They have, it's a voucher program. Like there are different things that have just changed, and a lot of us just grew up knowing one thing. So that is one of the strongest examples of me telling how we do something new. Like that's how we do something new for our clients. We help you reach your target audience and help them understand who you truly are at the root, what the foundation is, and how you can grow from there. They the housing authority, it's a conglomerate. I think it was the city of Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Clark County each had individual housing authorities in the past, and now they've all combined. I think they're celebrating their 15-year anniversary this year of being a coalition. And yes, they serve most of the Southern Nevada region, and it's just so much bigger than the voucher program. The resources that they have, and even looking at it like that, they have these vouchers. They help you get housing, and through that, though, with that, they have what they call the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which that is for the residents who are a part of those voucher programs or other programs that the housing authority offers and lives in different units that they own, for them to get access to education and resources. They learn financial management, financial literacy. They get access to educational resources. They connect them to programs to get GEDs and get degrees and things when they need it so that they can graduate to home ownership eventually. That's the goal. Like their whole goal is to teach us all how to build wealth and become homeowners. Like it's not meant for people to stay stuck in any one situation. So yeah, the housing authority, just working with them over the last 2 years, I've learned more than I ever thought. And then I love the fact that like their leadership, they are so experienced and they care. They care a whole lot. It's not just about a role or a title for them. It's not checking a box for a board meeting. Like they truly care about their residents, about the community, about making sure people are becoming owners. They're making sure people get introduced to entrepreneurship. They use their network to strengthen their residents, and that's golden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
they,
think, oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to add, like the executive director is also from Chicago, and he worked with the Chicago Housing Authority. And so I've learned about both my hometown and Nevada in this process as well. And it really, Lewis's experience in both major cities is huge. He has like a wealth of knowledge and experience, and like he's looking to just pour it all out here, to just leave it all on the line and lift this community up. And I think that's amazing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's a great way to show what you guys do and how you can support. So if somebody is watching this and say, wait a minute, I want to find out more about something new. I feel like what you just talked about with the housing authority was a good 360 view of what you guys can offer and how you support. And not just support, you're able to convey what they offer and the different things that they are into and how they support. So that to me speaks volumes of why you're the marketing manager.
Yes, and marketing, it's not all about creating. Our biggest job is research. So it is important just as well as for us to develop a campaign for a client, we have to know the history. We have to know the background. So we have to get information from them, and then we have to do our due diligence to do our own homework so that we can best serve them and understand them. So like that's one of my favorite parts about working at Some New, the fact that I get to experience all of these different industries. I'm exposed to different partnerships, and I just get to learn. I just get to
I
learn a whole lot and connect the dots.
I love that. I love that. That comes out so sincere. And with that, we know when you are really into what you do, you produce really great things. So thank you for sharing that. I got to give you a clap, clap for that.
Thank
So,
you.
so, I love water. I love to get in a boat and relax. And water to me is also connected to music. And we're going back into our music boat.
Okay, let's
And
do.
I say that if we can take a trip down your childhood memories.
Okay.
Can you identify a song that you sang the majority of your life? I mean, you was getting it. Yes. And then one day, some way, you was like, wait 1 minute. I've been singing that song and now I realize it's about something else. Do you have one?
I do. I do. I got two.
Okay, give it to me.
So one of them is Lauren Hill. One of them is Lauren Hill. Tell him. Tell him. Growing up, singing my little heart out. I just knew that was a love song. Like that was to whatever man she was in love with, and she felt like she just needed to tell him and express her love. And then the older I got, I realized that was more of a spiritual song and about not being afraid to tell God you love him and everything will be all right if you can just admit and own that love for him. And it's like a dedication to the way love should be. So yeah, that's one.
Oh,
And
wait, I
like
got to give you a clap for that because that's a really good example that as you grow, you look at it from a different perspective.
yes, yes, for sure. And then another one, funny one, Rick James, Mary Jane. I thought he was in love with a girl named Mary Jane.
Did we all?
He was in love with Mary Jane and she was his main thing, and that was all I knew. Like, but the older I got, I was like, aha, okay, all right.
You knew what
That
Mary
one went
Jane was
right
all
on
about, huh?
over. Yeah, that one went right on over my head for a long time and would play it and sing it and just be rocking out. And now I understand why adults would be like, why you like that song?
Hello. You know, that's so funny. That song probably over, because I'm on my third season, probably has been mentioned as much as Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. Two
Okay.
polar opposites, but those two songs have been, from my perspective, have been mentioned the most. Because think about it. I'm in love with Mary Jane. You think he's talking about his girlfriend. She's my main thing. She makes me feel all right. Okay?
That,
Literally, we think about that. But then when you find out, you're like, wait,
yeah,
wait.
side eye.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So let's talk about. I mentioned that you're a proud mama,
I am.
and let's talk about the side conversations you and I have had about your daughter being an entrepreneur and how you support her, which I think is really great. A lot of times we have had parents in the past, not now. I think a lot of people are into entrepreneur, understand what the word is, and understand that process. But what made you support your daughter? Because sometimes it's like, hey, no, this is the realm you're not going to go because this may not make enough money. As you mentioned that your mother, she didn't say those words, but she said you could, let's pick something else instead of cosmetology, correct?
Yes.
And let me say this, that's out of love. Parents choose things based on their experience or what they think is best for their child. So coming full circle, what made you support your daughter in her business perspective?
Okay, so it was a no brainer. It was a no brainer, and it kind of did go back to my mama. It's like you said, her telling me I was not gonna do cosmetology was completely out of love. And to be honest, I remember her saying, "What if something happened to your hands? Then what you gonna do? You can always fall back on cosmetology. You should do something else." And even taking accounting, I wasn't sure or knew like if I would want to stay with that. And the more I got into it, I'm like, I get this, but it's boring. But I learned it. I graduated with a certificate, like all the things. And I was grateful. Later down the line, I did have issues with my hands. So I can't do hair as much as I used to. I actually get excited the times when I do get to help Layla with her hair, because I'm like, for a couple years, I really couldn't do anything. I have degenerative arthritis in my hands.
Oh,
So fingers that get to cramping up. So it really kind of went back to that, because though I took business and accounting and now have been in the business world, I work around entrepreneurs all day. And I love, like, that's what I learned is my passion. I love helping small businesses. If I can help you help your business grow, like, I think about that on so many levels. Like, it's satisfying to not only help a person, but now I'm helping their company and seeing that if I help their company, they might be able to hire. Now that's a family getting food on the table. It's like this big trickle effect. So, but I didn't want to be an entrepreneur myself necessarily.
wow.
I love, like, and I always said if I became an entrepreneur myself, it would be like in the capacity of what I'm doing at Some New, like consulting and helping, not necessarily starting a business selling a product or a service. But then my daughter, she's been coming to work with me since she was 4. Since I worked at this organization, a nonprofit called the National Association of Minority Contractors, the Nevada chapter. And Layla's been coming to the office with me. She would go in the office and pretend to, like, this is my office, this is my desk. Please close my door when you leave, because any days that daycare or school was closed, she was right there in that office. And then fast forward, I started Some New, and they had, like, the company is built on family and faith. So the first instance of no school, they're like, no problem, bring it to the office.
Mm.
And her best friend would come to the office every time they were out of school, because me and my best friend helped each other with all things the girls. So after maybe a year or two, I don't even know if it was that long, of me being at Some New and Layla coming to all these meetings and seeing me in meetings and all of this, she's like, I want to start a business.
Hmm.
And I'm like, do you now? And she's like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, don't tell Shondell, because once you tell him, it's a wrap. It's gonna stick. Like, you're gonna have to do it. So what would you want to do? And she's like, I don't know. And I forget what she said she wanted to do at first, but then she came back not too long later and was like, bracelets. Like, I like making bracelets, and I like my bracelets to be different. I don't want everybody to have on the same bracelets as me. So I could do bracelets. So she started doing them little by little. Friends and family was supporting, and of course, I had told Shondell, like, Layla wants to be a business owner. He was like, "Okay, well, you right here in the space to do it." So she's doing bracelets and making them and selling them to family and friends. On the other end, as much as I didn't want to be an entrepreneur, I jumped right into the first class I could get in, Next Level, hosted by the SBDC, the Nevada Small Business Development Center. I took this, I think it was a 16-week course
Oh,
about entrepreneurship and just going in depth in the different parts, the marketing, the finance, the resources you need to know, all cash flow, all these different intricacies that people don't think about when they just have a vision. So I started doing the educational side and let her do her creative thing. And then that was about maybe 2021. Fast forward to 2022, Some New is working with the housing authority, not the housing authority, I'm sorry, with the Southern Nevada Health District. We were doing a campaign called Arm in Arm, teaching people about the risks of COVID and trying to encourage or influence vaccination to stay safe and just be able to get back to connecting with the community. And we were trying to think of what was something we could do that would be a good attraction for our table during the Juneteenth season. We do all the community events, doing pop-ups for clients. So we got all of these nice coloring books and all of these things to give away, flyers with information about the vaccines and about the campaign. And I suggested, like, what if my daughter could make bracelets as giveaways for our table. If people come up and they answer a question or play a game, they can choose a bracelet. They bit. And when I say they, I mean my fearless leaders at Sumnu had our back first. They were like, yeah, ask the client if they're in. We're white liner on under our contract. She'll
Wow.
so Layla got her first business deal in 2022. We
Wow.
made 200 bracelets and she distributed them, and she loves seeing people come up to the table just for the bracelets, getting excited, like picking which ones they wanted. She had so many different designs, all the colors, everything. So like that was the beginning. And then later on, we ended up having a grant that we worked on with the city of Las Vegas. We did the BOSS program, building opportunities and sustainability and success for entrepreneurs, and that was geared towards business owners. I attended that to just again, our company was hosting it, and I get all of this information regularly, but I don't often get to sit on the other side. So I went into the workshops, and I mean, people had looks like, "How? Why are you sitting over here instead of passing things out?" Like I'm here to soak in the knowledge too. So I attended that 8-week workshop series, got more information, resources, and knowledge, and then the city came back and were like, "We want to do something for the youth." So we did the Youth Entrepreneurial Success Program, the YES program, where we targeted young people between the ages of 16 and 27 who wanted to be entrepreneurs to take them through a workshop series to introduce them to business and the mindset along with the resources they needed. Layla came and attended that. I was one of the facilitators for that one, so I couldn't sit in. I was helping run and coordinate the workshops. So Layla attended, and she was younger than all the other entrepreneurs. It really started off as something that she would just get the experience in. But she did the work, she did the worksheet, she was there every Saturday, just like the rest of them. And as a result, the city of Las Vegas paid for her first year's business license, her state and city license. So 2024, 2024, January 2024 was when Lay's Expressions was officially established. She started at the age of 12 back with the health district, and fast forward, we went through those programs and those different workshops, got the resources, got the tools, and the city paid for her business license, and it's just been up from there. Like for me, it was a no-brainer when she said she wanted to do it. This might not be what I want, but I didn't want to start shooting her dreams down at an early age, and I needed her to know that mama got your back 10 toes down from the beginning. And every year I ask her again, are you sure you still want this? Are you serious about this? Do you want to change anything? And it's just been a blessing. Like it's helped her grow. It's helped her become more of a leader in her own right. And we haven't stopped learning. After she got licensed, since then, we've done several workshops together. We go to workshops hosted by other entrepreneurs like the Blossom workshops that's done by Frenisha Hayes and Daphne Moore, where they educate other entrepreneurs about different resources and marketing skills. We've done the capital readiness program that the Urban Chamber hosted, just where we were able to take everything we learned in Boss and Yes and really apply it and like put together what we called, something that ultimately led to our business plan. And it's been a journey. And like I said, I always ask her, like, are you sure this is what you want to do? She say yes. So we still at it.
I love that you chose to intentionally pour into and support, because you could have easily said, no, it's just bracelets. But look what the process has produced: experience, workshops, connections, and for her to still continue to go forward. You cannot imagine what her future will. None of us probably can imagine what her future can bring. But more than anything, shout out to you for one, understanding that the decision that your mother made at the time was out of love and it ended up benefiting you later. But look at it like this: you had two sides to the coin. Yeah, you know how to do hair and you execute it, but look what business has taken you to as well. And with your daughter, for her to be able to go through this process with her mother, I think that's such a wonderful thing. So shout out to you as being a proud mama and putting in the work, sis.
Yes, and I just want to add real quick. It started off as bracelets, but it's not just bracelets anymore. It started off out as bracelets because that was her hobby and it grew into a passion for her. But when after we went through those different programs and things, and then when it was time for her to get licensed, we also went through the 12 steps of marketing. Shout out to some new marketing. That is how you make sure your foundation is strong. We have a platform called the Some New Solutions Zone that Tiara created to
Wait, we
connect.
got to shout out. Shout out to my girl Tiara, my
Absolutely. Yes, shout out to my doppelganger. That is,
sister.
man, Tiara's everything. But she created this virtual platform for people to get connected to some new marketing and have Shondell as a marketing mentor around the clock. So we did that online platform and Layla did the worksheets with me. That's what I always try to get people to understand. I don't do it all for her. Everything I do, I teach her how to do it. That's why she's the CEO and I'm the deputy CEO. I'm the deputy chief empowerment officer because I'm gonna teach her how to do it.
Oh, I
I'm gonna teach
love
her how to
that.
do it every time. But so after going through those workshops, when it was time to get licensed, we went through like the whole research of names, of ideas, and we landed on Lay's expressions so that she would not be stuck to having to do bracelets. She could, when she go to college, she might not want to or might not have the capacity to do bracelets anymore, but she can express herself in many different ways. So even now, 2 years into having her license, or nearly 2 years into having her license, she has she makes bracelets, handmade bracelets. She can do regular designs, or she one of her biggest um, sellers are the crystals, like doing bracelets with different crystals and gems. She recently added junk phone cases to her line where she can customize a phone case and just put all of these pretty jewels and pieces that reflect who you are, your style, your personality, like in a phone case. And then I paint. So my
Oh,
painting.
excuse me. I didn't know that, but okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, I paint. So like the paintings up there, my Black Girl Magic. It's one I did that says, "Watch how beautifully you bloom if you pour into yourself." Like
Ooh.
I paint, and it started off as a hobby during COVID, but I put a painting in a Black History Month exhibit at Clark County a few years ago. That I ended up selling my first piece. So my paintings will become a piece of her business. I've done paint workshops with my team for team building, or we can do emotional intelligence through paint workshops. We plan to launch bracelet making workshops. And one of my favorite things to say, when she hit her 1 year anniversary, she also got her biggest client. The Urban Chamber of Commerce purchased 50 bracelets for all of the graduates of the Capital Readiness Program that we went through and graduated from last fall. The next cohort after us, Layla was able to gift all of them bracelets. I mean,
Oh,
I say gift, the Urban Chamber did pay her for her services, but
which is as it should be.
yes, they supported her small business, but it was a full circle moment to provide gifts for the graduates of a program that helped us get to the next level. And that's another part of her business. You can get a bracelet for yourself for a special occasion, or just because you want to look cute, or your daughter's birthday, or you got a team, you have a company that you want to get gifts for. We personalized the logo on one of the charms so that all of the graduates would have something to take away and commemorate the graduation and have something to look back on. And it was made with crystals that were the colors and different symbolism that would continue to pour into those graduates, that they could look at these little cards and be reminded that I'm on the right path. So yeah,
I
it's more
love
than
that.
bracelets. Lay's Expressions is a boutique for artistic expression.
I love that. And I don't know if anybody realized, but I'm gonna acknowledge it. She just dropped a gem on all of you guys. And let me tell you that gem. She said, yes, it started with bracelets, but we made it broader. So if she can choose to do multiple things, Layla Expression can be her making a teapot. It can be her consulting. It can be multiple things, but you made it as broad as possible so she's not in one particular niche, correct?
Yes, yes. I didn't want her to be handcuffed in a box or needing to change the business name later down the line. We could change NAICS codes and different things like that all day. But to do it right, I wanted her to not feel like she was stuck to that, because I understand like making bracelets might not be something she want to be doing when she's 35 years old, and she hand makes them. That's what also makes hers different from like a lot of people. No shade, but people have pop-up tables and businesses where they order products from Amazon and then slap a label on it or put it in some packaging with their branding. My baby is sitting at the table hand making bracelets, getting frustrated. I'm sitting in my room, I hear 60 bees drop on the floor. I'm like, ugh, uh-oh. But committed. She's
Yes.
committed. Like she might take a break, but she does what she has to do. And she's doing it with love and intention and passion and wanting to make somebody feel like they got the prettiest thing in the room.
Mm, I just love, I'm a big believer of our environment really dictate who we are. And I feel like the opportunities, the connection will really help grow her, all
Yeah,
due to her environment. I think that's wonderful. And I love that you tell the story. Yeah, she gets frustrated, but it's still, she starts, she picks it back up and she get in there and she makes it work. So I love that. Shout out to, please say her own whole name. Give your baby a shout out.
Layla Willis, the CEO. Lay the CEO is what she calls herself.
Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, because by you sharing as a mother and talking about your daughter, someone can watch this and be inspired and say, I want to be a champion for my child. And let me say this, they may not know the right route to go, but they can connect with you. I'm putting you out there at some new marketing, and you can give them the guidelines to say, hey, you can do this, you can do that, or you can go this way to support your dream. Correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like that is literally what we're here for, some new, and that's I've become the connector. Like, and I love it. Like, I love when I'm talking to somebody and they're like, oh, I wanted to do this, but I don't even know where to start. Oh, you don't know where to start? Go talk to somebody at SCORE or the SBDC. They'll sit down with you, help you with your marketing plan, with your business plan, or you need resources for financial advisors, call Nevada Business Advisors. Like, that's what I love to do. That's
I
literally
love
what I
that.
love to do. And I definitely say pour into these kids. Our kids are our next generation. And it's so many resources and so many like workshops and community activities to get them involved, to teach them how to not only be entrepreneurs, but have a voice for themselves, how to advocate for themselves and for their community. Layla, her entrepreneurial journey has forced her but also blessed her into other spaces, and it's made her grow more confident. She's definitely become more confident, and then she has learned to speak for herself, for her business, for her peers, and she's gotten involved in different community activities. She's a Delta Gym. She's with
Ooh.
Nan Youth. She's done internships with other local businesses, and all of it has just shaped her in a different way and made her feel more confident in her own voice. So when you take, instead of going to lay down, as much as I love to go lay down, take that time to go drop them off at that workshop, at that internship, you're doing both of you a favor. Like
Yeah.
you're pouring into your child, and they are gonna bring it back 10 times fold.
Yeah. I think that's a wonderful way to look at it. Like support them, and in the long run, it'll support you. But that's your child too. So, I mean, just from a mother perspective, that's my heart to be able to pour into my child. So, um, I love that. Thank you for sharing that journey. Again, hopefully, what you've told us will encourage someone to support their child and to tap into your business, your services, and be able to receive some kind of guidance to get started. So
Yeah.
now let's talk about this. We all have songs that we get chance to purchase on our own without anybody influence. Like, you know, you have birthday money or you clean or whatever, and you say, I don't care what nobody say, I'm purchasing this particular song. Can you identify a song that you can wait to purchase all on your own?
Yep. Let me see. What was it? 11-year-old me, Bow Wow. Or no, at the time he was Lil Bow Wow.
Okay, say that.
The Beware of Dog album was the first album I think I purchased for myself. I much like every other teenage girl. Well, you were either a little Bow Wow fan or a Lil Romeo fan. And yeah, so Lil Bow Wow, his album was probably my first album. And man, you taking me back to Chicago. Like when I grew up, where I grew up, there was a record store across the street next to the corner store. And like we could just go in there and sift through stuff, and they let us listen to little things. And like even when I was looking at how to prep for the podcast today, I was like, oh, I miss Mac and Barbara. Like that record store was everything.
What was the name of the store so we can give them a shout out? Do you remember the name?
I do not. I do
Mm.
not remember the name. I can picture the building. It's not there anymore, unfortunately. Every time I go home, I go over to my old stomping grounds, and they've been gone for a little while now. They were older when I was younger, but not maybe like 40s, 50s when I was a teenager. So they held on to it as long as they could.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they may have been a little older than that, quite frankly.
Mm.
But yeah, and it was just the two of them running that store 6, 7 days a week.
Wow. But the experience, the memories that's connected to that, back in the day here in Vegas, we had called Odyssey Records. It was right off of what is it? Lost, I think it was Lost. Anyway, listen, when you went to Odyssey Records in the evening, you had to be cute because people wasn't in there just for music. They was in there for connection too. Music was the connector, but they were in there. So it's just a wonderful way when you can go and experience music and you know, meet people or as you say, get chance to sift through other music. But Bow Wow, again, give me the name.
Lil Bow Wow, the Beware of Dog album.
Wow. And do you have one particular song that was your favorite on there?
I think it was probably between Bounce With Me, which was his radio record. All I wanna do is see you bounce with me. And then he had another one, Puppy Love, because we all had puppy love for him. We ain't love that boy. We ain't know what love was, but we thought we thought we did.
Of course, that's natural. We all have a story like that.
Yes.
So, one last thing before we get out of, well, let me say this. Let's talk about marketing again. You alluded or you said something to the effect about marketing and colors. I don't think people realize how much that really plays on our day to day and how we gravitate to certain things, even when your energy is down, you're not feeling well. it's time to get into bed and get some rest. I believe it's certain colors you should put on that resonates with you, that will take your frequency high so you can heal and relax. I know that same energy is around marketing. So can you give us just a little blurb on what you've discovered about marketing and colors?
So, with what I said was the psychology of color.
Mm-hmm.
The psychology of color just expresses that there are words and feelings associated with colors, and people don't realize it until you point it out. Like, if you look at McDonald's, red and yellow are colors that are attractive to make you hungry. Like, you see those golden arches and you're like, I wasn't hungry, but I kind of want some fries. Your Buffalo Wild Wings with their yellow. Yellow entices enthusiasm, excitement, different things like that. And even like the brands I represent, my purple. Layla, purple is my favorite color. So it was just a bonus for me that she landed on purple as a brand color. But her favorite color is red. I told her, remember, I taught her about the psychology of color back in 2019 when I first started working at Sumnu. She was 10 years old. We were in the middle of a restaurant, and I was so excited about it that I'm on my laptop showing her, like, look, this color means this. And she's like, wow, this. We were actually in Buffalo Wild Wings. And she's like, and they have yellow. So it shows that. So purple represents luxury, royalty, different stability, and just elegance. And then another one of her brand colors is brown. She wanted it to be earthy. She wanted it to be tied to our roots, and she, quite frankly, she wanted some melanin in the brand. And then when you look at some new, the orange. Orange is attractive. I always say I can't wear my orange if I'm not prepared to talk to people. Or let me rephrase that. When I wear my orange, I need to leave out the house with the mindset to be ready to talk to people, to be ready to smile, because orange makes people smile. It is a color of optimism. It is a conversation starter. It is something that makes people curious. So like typically it doesn't matter where I am. When I'm in my orange, I get compliments that it looks good on me. It's good with my hair, and oh, that color's so pretty. And it just draws people in. So it was so fitting for it to be the most prominent branding color for some new. Like, Shondell, he likes blue. Everybody's like, oh, your favorite color. And I'm starting to get it. Like, people have said it to him. He's told us about people thinking it was his favorite color and the intentionality behind selecting the color. And now I laugh because I literally just had somebody, the guy at the gas station closest to my house, a couple days ago, he said, orange must be your favorite color because you always in some type of orange, a hat, a
Mm.
shirt, a dress. And I'm like, no, it's my company colors. And I don't have any problem representing the company I work for. And I look good in orange. I feel good in orange. So no, that's what it is. He's like, wow, like that's cool. I'm like, it is. So yeah, the psychology of color is important. It's important when a person is starting a new business, looking to brand, because oftentimes we're drawn to what we like. But when you are starting a business, you should focus on who you are trying to attract. What do you
Mm.
want your customers to think or understand about you? What type of business do you have? If you notice, like, banking businesses oftentimes have blue. Blue is a color of stability, of trust. Like, it's certain colors that are associated with certain feelings, and you need to identify that when looking at branding, when looking at what you want to wear for the day, all of those things.
Yes, well, I love the energy of colors. I believe in whether it's psychology. I believe in colors, and I believe that everybody has a certain color for a certain mood. It's things that I've said, oh, I'm gonna wear this tomorrow, and I get up the next day, that don't even work, and I put something else on, and I say, okay, I get it. So colors play a big factor in multiple things, whether we recognize it or not. So thank you for talking about the psychology of colors, and I think I'm gonna dive a little deeper into that aspect, and then I'm gonna call you and be like, girl, blah 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 blah.
Oh, good.
So due to time, I do want to have one more question for you, but before we get out of here, if somebody say, you know what, I watched this girl, she's super dope. She talked about some things that resonate with me, whether it's being a mother, whether it's the campaigns that she represents for her company. How can they get in touch with you, my dear?
Okay, so I can be found on LinkedIn. I love to direct people to my LinkedIn. That's my professional space. That's where I share different updates I'm doing at work in the community and the resources I know are available. So on LinkedIn, you can find me, just search my name, Ravin McSwain, McSwain. And then I'm also on Instagram. And my Instagram is Ravenisamagin with no G at the end.
Okay, Raven is amazing with no G at the end. I
And
like that. What made you do that?
quite frankly, I do feel like I'm amazing, but it came from a song.
Okay, well get now we're on
it,
message reveal, so you got to tell me the song
it
now.
it came from a song, and it's from my thug days.
That's okay. Listen,
No,
listen.
but Young Jeezy. The year I graduated from high school, he dropped an album called The Recession, and he had a song on there called Amazing. And I played that song so much, and I was just like, "I'm amazing." What do you mean? Like, there were other parts of the song, but I was hooked on that chorus. Like, yes, I'm amazing. And when I started my Instagram page, it was Raven is amazing, and it was just my way of reminding myself, like, I'm amazing.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, shout out to you, and yes, you are amazing, young lady. So, my last music question before we get out of here, my third season is about discovering you. And I was wondering if you can share a song that you discovered about yourself that you can dedicate to the world.
Um, I like a song I can dedicate. Well, in discovering myself that I can dedicate to the world, Janelle Monáe. I like that.
Ooh, tell me why.
Because like in the song, like she just says, like, I like that and I don't really give a damn who don't. Like she starts the song off saying, "Sometimes I'm a mystery, sometimes I'm free. Depending on my mood or my attitude, sometimes I want to roll or sometimes stay at home. Walking contradiction, I guess I'm factual and fiction." And she said, "I'm a little rough around the edges, but I keep it smooth, a little crazy, a little sexy, and I'm cool." Like that song is just like, yeah, like I can be rough around the edges. And that that one part, sometimes I want to roll or just stay at home. That's me all day. And it's okay. It's
Yes.
okay. I like that. And I don't really care who else don't. Like I have to accept me before I worry about who else doesn't or who doesn't like or approve what I'm doing. So in discovering me, like I will bump Janelle Monáe. I like that loud and proud.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Yes. That is a great song. And I think you may have been the second person. I know I mentioned Janelle Monáe. She's super talented. Not I feel like not a lot of people talk about her. They know her more for her movie roles than her music, but amazing. Like I have to when I said Janelle Monáe, and then some people go, "What?" And I said, "Oh, do you remember the movie Hidden Colors?" And they go, "Oh yeah." And then oh. But she's super dope, and I feel like she just kind of do her own thing.
She's definitely in her own lane. Another one like Float, like in her song, she just talks about discovering herself
Yeah,
and realizing like you cannot be stuck on other people's opinions or put in other people's boxes or what they think is beautiful or fun or cool. Like
yeah.
Janelle Monáe is very slept on,
Well,
very
and
slept on.
You are absolutely right. And I feel like she is good about what we're talking about now, discovering yourself. Because, with the song Flow, she said, I don't ride, I don't something, I just float. And when you get to the point where you're so okay with you, you're going to flow. You be like, okay, do your thing, but I'm still going to be me. And that's what I encourage on this platform. Figure you out, and then you can help everybody else. Love you, then you can help everybody else. So.
Exactly.
Yes. So as we get out of here, I give my spiel, and my spiel is about the journey and the destination. The journey is where you learn and where you grow. Your destination is where you celebrate. We all must celebrate. Far too often, I see people in the journey, but they don't celebrate, and then they feel like, I don't appreciate what I've done because you have not celebrated. But when it's all said and done, we can't celebrate forever. We have to get back into that journey so we can grow, elevate, and we'll have a time again to celebrate again. So I say all those things to say, when I have my men on, I salute them. And when I have my women on, I bow. So I bow to you, beautiful lady.
Mercy.
And thank you, my dear. And last word always go to my guests. So whatever's on your heart, please say so.
What's on my heart is I want to thank you again for inviting me to your platform. This was really fun. And we need more of this. We need more of people just seeing each other. With you, I've always really felt seen. And at first it was like a shock, like, me, you talking to me? And okay, but then it was just like, Halima is really just this person that sees people. You make each one of my team members feel seen, feel pretty, feel loved. So like, we need more of that, and that's all I want to share.
That is so very sweet. I appreciate that. I really do. This is my fellow Leo sister. She can't get away. Not only we Leos, we had sister. We got children the same age, so she cannot get away from me. And Tiara, we share Tiara. That's my sister too. She can't get away from me. Matter of fact, she has been on every. She got to come on my third season, but she's been on both of my seasons of my podcast. So just shout out to what you guys do and how you do it, especially you coming on, sharing your perspective, your vision. I think when you're the marketing manager, of course you're out in the street, but I wanted you to tell your story from your point of view, whether it was from Chicago, whether it's being a proud mama, and the work that you do in the community, and do it with your heart, with your whole heart out. So I thank you so very much. I would love for everybody to put their hands together and thank my beautiful, I'm going to say it one more time, my beautiful sister. You don't mind me calling you sister, do you?
Not one thing.
Thank you. My sister, Miss Ravin. You got to give me, girl, help me with the last name again.
McSwain.
Miss Ravin McSwain.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are definitely welcome. And as I say to all of my guests, I'll see you out here in these Las Vegas streets.
Yes, you will.